order
Yes,
and
we have,
who is going to do what?
Yeah,
Oh, good. Okay. I'm just writing it down, the order.
yeah, that's a good idea.
What we'll do.
Okay, so before we move on to the feedback session, I just want to introduce something that we do at these workshops, which is we ask you as participants to vote for a participant who you think might be likely to be a successful entrepreneur in the future. So we just want one name on a slip of paper. We'll give you a slip of paper and then Fiona will collect them in. The names need to be clearly written in block capitals, and we need a forename and a surname, the full name, not just one or whoever, yeah, okay? So the full name, and then Fiona will count them up, and we'll just see if there is a participant who gets a lot of votes, okay? So obviously I can't stop you voting for yourself, but that's up to you. So is this okay? Understood? Good?
Okay, welcome back. Where are all your other friends? Did they already leave, or some of them are still coming back? Some of them are still coming back? All right. What we'll do is we'll go in this order. I guess you already have given your nomination for what we call the peer awards. You select the winner, right? If you haven't, please give it to Fiona. The next item would be feedback from judges. So the judges will give general feedback to all of you and to each team. One judge will give the feedback from all, collective impressions. One person will stand up and give the collective impressions of all the judges to each team. After that, it's your turn. We want to hear feedback from you about us. Since we are grading you, you also have the opportunity to tell us how we did, okay? Yeah, how we can do things better. Okay? That is more important for us. That would be valuable for us. Then the Institute of Physics, which is one of the sponsors, they'll have some announcements. Then we'll announce the votes you just gave to Fiona. That is this one. That will be the first announcement of the prize or award. We'll take a picture of that person. Hopefully one person, right? It can only be one person, okay. We'll take a photograph here. Then we'll announce the winning team. We would like to request the winning team to come here and stand and take a group photo, official group photo. Then after that, the other groups will come here in turn and take group pictures for the records of the institute. Certificates, and then say goodbye to everybody, okay? All right, so with that, I will hand over the microphone to Richard, who will talk to you all about judges' feedback.
Okay, thank you very much, Raghu. So, first of all, I think you've all done an amazing job to put together what you did for this morning in the time that you had. And so I just want to say thank you for putting in that effort. I know for some of you, it's the first time you've done anything like this, and I hope it won't be the last. And I hope that you will learn something from doing this experience. And as I say, we'll do lots more of these. Because if you want to raise money to commercialize or develop something that you're working on, you will need to get into a team, and you will need to do a pitch to investors to get money. So what I'd now like to do is to, I'm going to call up individual judges who are going to report on a particular, as Raghu said, on a particular group, and we're just going to do them in the order that you presented. So if I could ask Natasha first to come up and give a bit of feedback, and this is feedback from all of the judges, not just Natasha, about Bonita.
Thank you, Richard. Well, we all thought Bonita did a great job, and we were, can you hear me okay? Okay, and we were kind of impressed, and it showed a lot of confidence that you guys volunteered to be the first ones, showing a great team effort. And also, we believe that your financial work was very, very believable, so that was kind of nice. We also like the fact that how you presented, your slides were very nice, were very well presented. You showed us your product, which was unique. And you given source on your slides. And also, we liked your name. And on the areas for improvement, we would have liked to see why the team is relevant for the project, what each of these individuals would do in the company, because you didn't show us that. And also, we would have liked to see how the cash was going to be used in which areas. So, but we all think you did a great, great job. So, congratulations.
Okay, and I'm going to ask Rodrigo to give some feedback on Light and Life.
Thank you. So guys, you have done a good job. There, you have made a good job, and I have to tell you some good things, some suggestions to turn better, of course. So some points, some positive points. I know it was a very nice slide. The presentation was very well done, very nice. Also, I saw that you work hardly during the week. That's we are looking you all the day. If you are together, if you are working together, or if you are separate. So we saw that you were a group working all time together, and you have done a good job. Just some suggestion to the next time. Some blue test used in a black the background black, that's not good to read. Some person has difficulty to read the test in blue in a black background. You forgot your cash flow. It is for everyone. Do not forget your cash flow in this kind of presentation. You said that your price, $20, is for sale directly at the end market. You forgot that guy will sell for a little bit more because he has to get the revenues. But it's just little details. You said that you are not making your IP, your trademark. But since that is a product that came in a pack like that, you are supposed to put the composition here, because the regulation asks you to put composition here. So in this case, everyone can take that composition, go to lab, and turn something better or a little bit almost like yours, and you have the same product. So that kind of product have to be patented, okay? But in the major sense, you have done a good job. Take care to not use your mobile phone. Of course, you know that here is just a simulation, but take this simulation as a real time. If you are in front of investor, do not use your mobile to record the others when they are talking to us, okay? I saw different groups making the same. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
And Letitia on via ID, yes? Oh, sorry, it's Joaquin first. Sorry, get them in the right order. Apologies. Joaquin.
Thank you for having the opportunity for this important task to give you feedback on your job. You made a great job. I saw you working a lot, and I synthesized it in this paper, so I will give you some information. You brought an important problem, and as well you give good solutions. You put it in your slides, some good information to solve these problems, and as well you use some impacting slides in the first part of your presentation. But the same time your slides were good for you, they were a problem as well, because you had some short time to present your financial slides. You have a lot of information, but as well a lot of time to give it all information for us. So myself, I didn't get all the information because it was too fast. And let me see. It's too many slides, and in the question and answers, you have we saw the group working, but in the time to answers, so only 2 people answered the questions, and we have an entire group who worked. They could give some information as well. So try to distribute the function for everyone. It's a team, so you should think as a team, right? And for in the end, try to work more on the name of the product. Maybe it could be better, and in the identity of the brand. So be careful. But I think it's it. Thank you for doing the job.
Okay, Letitia. Okay.
Biosensor. Who is Biosensor? Hi, guys. You are the largest team, and we saw that you are very confident here. When we ask you questions, you answer. But we believe that you can use more from each of you, because only 2 or 3 are answer. I know that your teamwork was great, because I saw during the week. So it was great, but here it could be better. You could be more team. But it was very, very nice. What else? I think that maybe you should choose more people to speak also, but it was okay. You can talk about your group, no problem. And about the history, we like the way that you present, you engage the public, but when you do that, you have to be very serious, because you smile, and it was a sad history, so it's very tricky. I know, because you did a mistake, you are nervous, that there's no problem, just to understand that if you are speaking with an investor, you have to be serious, you have to have this kind of thing, but you did great. What else? The slogan was great also. We love the slogan, very, very nice. The website, we like the idea, but we look for the website. Of course, I believe that's, yeah. We like the idea. It was great, but if you are with an investor, you have to have this website, because he will see. What else? The persona was great also. It was very nice job. So I believe it's okay to, there is something that I have to recommend you. You did not use your 10 minutes. And you must use this, because at the end of the presentation, somebody asked about the financial, and somebody told, oh, it's on a pen drive. Why didn't you put the data on the slide? So you must use these 10 minutes, because you show everything you have worked. So you are very, very nice group. Congratulations.
Foodnet. Where is the Foodnet team? Is the small one. Foodnet team, you have good job. You give us a good presentation. We have some positives, and of course some areas needing some improvement. In general, I can say to everyone, every group, I was looking for a timeline with where the money you are looking for is in that timeline. No one showed us that. That's a very important clue. When you ask for money for someone, don't ask just for the value of the money, but where you put the money. In what stage of your timeline this money will come. One thing you ask for some guy at 2,000 million, other thing you ask him 500,000 at the first year, 5,000 in the second year, with a planning. So take it in mind to ask for money, show them what is the plan and action for use that money and where use that money. So it's for every group. Concerning Foodnet. So you make a clear and a well understood presentation with description of your product. It was not very nice. You give a good detail of your business plan. It was with a lot of elements and clear. We have understood that. The finance was also very, very clear for us, and also it was available as a good finance support. You not use so many illustration. Of course, you are not. It is not necessary to use so many illustration, but some can give some support for your slides. Do not use only texts in your presentation. Sometimes you can put some illustration just to break the feelings in the presentation. It's important. Of course, taking it serious, as Leticia said, but Sometimes you can use illustration instead of only texts. You have appeal for charity in some part of your talks. When you're looking for guys who has money to invest, they are not afraid about this kind of thing. If this product will not be for a charity, maybe it can put them outside your ideas, because he can think, okay, but this problem will solve for charity, so my money will not be multiplied. So that can be issues that they will feeling, they will have it inside them, but do not use this as appeal. And also you said about some consulting. After 3 years, you are looking for a consultant of a transporting company, but you do not say where, why, who, and how. So if you put some information there, you can give us other supports about why and how that consulting will be important in your process. The presentation was very nice. You have used our time. It was very nice. He was looking for the time. Use your time. Some groups do not use the entire time. That is the opportunity of your life. If you have 10 minutes, use 10 minutes. If you have finished your talk at 7 minutes, use the other 3 just to summarize something. Be back at the beginning, the first slide, to show some details. Maybe you do not approfundate in that. But you make a good job. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Rodrigo. It's up to me to report on Silver Power. Silver Power, fantastic, good. You made some good points in your presentation. We like the fact that you responded to the IP protection in that confidently you thought you would be able to get IP on the process. And that it probably would only be the process. You wouldn't be able to get it on the particles themselves, but on the process. So we like that. We actually noted during this week that we think as a team you've worked together well during the week. There's been a lot of hard work being carried out. And certainly for me, particularly as well, the slides, particularly the end of your presentation, which had words on, were nice and clear. They weren't cluttered. They were nicely put together, and they were very easy for me to read. So I particularly like that style of the presentation. Things that you might want to think about is you had a couple of slides where you started by saying, well, the information on the slide isn't correct. And then that happened again. So you've really got to get, I know this was under pressure, but you've really got to have the right information on the slide. It becomes and investors will just switch off if they think they're looking at the wrong information. The return on investment calculation, I know I asked about it, but I wasn't able to understand exactly how you'd got to the figures you'd got to. And that's a point that it's about, you need to be able to explain things in such a way that the investors can get that understanding. Rodrigo mentioned you only used 8 minutes of the 10 minutes that were available on the presentation. And we asked about the guarantee, and you very confidently said you would give a guarantee. I wouldn't recommend offering that. If you are going to do that, you would have to explain that you had arranged for a guarantee insurance. You can get insurance to provide for that sort of cost, but it's a very rash sort of, oh yes, we can do that. So those are just some areas that I think you should think about in the project for the future. Okay, so I think well done to Silver Power. Okay. And I just want to take a moment to say these are some feedback which is really for everybody. And I started this little bit of the session by saying it always amazes me how well participants manage to get together and in limited time available put together these presentations. I think I said to you in terms of, if me and my business, we're putting something like this together, we will spend weeks working on something like this. And even then, they're not always perfect. But the more you do of them, the better you will get at it. The other thing for you is you had the conference yesterday. So, that sort of also limited your time. Quite often on these workshops, we don't have a conference on day 4, so you actually have a little bit more time for the group project work. So the fact that you were able to put this together with that as well, I find very impressive. And you also picked up from some of the information that we gave you on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we're really pleased to see that in the end result. So in the slides that Raghu presented when he arrived on Monday included that nice share of the market. And I noticed, I think, that every single presentation had actually addressed that and said, what is the total addressable market size? What are we going to go for? So it was good to see stuff like that coming through. Also, I noticed, because I think we mentioned it during the week, because there was a question asked about where's the source for this information. And we'd all got very excited about the statistic about in 2050, somebody's going to die every 3 seconds. And of course, now we know it's from the Jim O'Neill report in 2014, because the source has been put up on the slide. Really great to see sources being put up there. And for me particularly, it's good to see everybody having a go at the finance. And I appreciate in the time you have, it's very difficult to make the assumptions and work out what looks sensible. But I hope you will go away with an understanding that putting a financial forecast together isn't impossible, and you will have to go through a number of iterations, and you'll have to keep asking yourself questions about the numbers. But every group had a go at doing the financials, and particularly every group had said, we want this amount of money, and it's this percentage in the company, and this is the return on investment. And I have had workshops where if a group doesn't do that, I will give them 0 on the finance. But no group fell into that category in this workshop, so I'm really pleased to see that you all did that. Areas that you might want to think about, just generally, when you're doing these sorts of things is, and I appreciate again you were limited by time, so it's very hard, is that particularly when you come to a question and answer session, the group needs to be in agreement. So if there is a question to the participants and you're sort of discussing what the answer might be, and particularly if it's something as fundamental as sales price, then investors are going to get a little bit concerned. So it's important that everybody in the group has an understanding of the key assumptions that are being used in the project. And it was good. It's good if you can try to involve the team people, and when you introduce them, explain why and what their particular benefit is to the project. So we can read that people have got the qualifications and they're scientists of particular different sorts, but it's great if we can know, and this particular person had some commercial experience in between university and completing their PhD, so we know there is something more which is relevant to the project. We had only one group who gave out a sample, so that was really, Bonita gave out a little sample of a product. It's really clever to have something like that, which, if it's relevant to the project, you can give out. Something that nobody did was give out any sheets of information for the judges to have in their hands. So sometimes it's quite useful if you have a single sheet of some key information. Yes, you don't want the judges reading pages and pages whilst you're trying to present to them, but sometimes a little bit of information can make a difference, because it can mean they can refer to some key information. And just generally, and I know this is the last day of a 5-day workshop where it's been very intense, but do try to think about how you appear to the judges and sort of dress appropriately. I'm not going to make a big thing of this, but when you're doing it for real, I think you need to think about how you approach something like this. Okay, and I think that's probably everything I'm going to say on feedback to you. So I'm going to hand over to Raghu, who will chair the next bit.
So first of all, I want to continue on what Richard was saying and add a couple of my own comments. I was not allowed to be a judge, by my own will. So I didn't want to be involved in the judging process, mainly because I had to take care of many other things. And I also wanted some kind of independent impressions. So first of all, I really want to say how much I appreciate all of you for your seriousness with which you took this workshop. And that shows up in the projects that you chose. So there was not a single project which looked funny or ridiculous or flake project. Okay, so it was very serious projects, all that you took. There was nothing that we could, none of us, the judges, I'm sure, would just laugh at. There was nothing ridiculous. Okay? It was all very serious. And that is really important for all of us to appreciate that very much. And yeah, with that, my comments of that appreciation of how well and serious you took this workshop and how hard you worked, I would like to hear from you what we can improve in this structure of this workshop, what we can change to make it better for the next set of people. So, all right, so I'll start with you and then I'll come to this.
I already told Rodrigo, and I also wrote it in the feedback survey, that I think he would be very interested if you could include the Sebrae, one Sebrae person in the workshop as a speaker, because Sebrae is I don't know how to explain. It's an institution, a Brazilian institute. It helps the entrepreneur to work the company, like actually work how to open the company, the documents they need, the taxes they're going to pay, how to draw a business model, entrepreneurs, and how to calculate the sales price, things like that. And I am an owner of my own company, and I had people asking me, how did you do it? What was the first step to do it? So this is great. What you've done is great, because for me it was incredible. But I think Brazil has a lot of bureaucracy to open business, to pay taxes, to have accountants, finances. So this institute can come here and explain the first steps and how to do it.
Oh, thank you. Yes, in fact, generally, I do invite people from the government to come in and tell you all the right department, persons in the right department, on how to start this, how to register a business, and what are the things, taxes you have to do, and all that. I did not have access in Brazil. Many of the countries I do invite people from that. That's a good suggestion, and I'll very seriously take it for the next time. Okay, thank you. In Brazil.
So first of all, I would like to thank for the opportunity to be here. I can say for myself and for sure for some others that it's one of the most important training and workshop I've been taking my entire life. So it's transforming my life, right? So thank you for the opportunity. Thank you. Congratulations for how the workshop is conducted. A lot of high-level material, and I'm impressed. And it's really a pleasure being here and participating in all of that. In terms of suggestions for next ones, I think if we can concentrate more the lectures for some part of the day, and we have 1 or 2 hours each day for the teams work together. So I think it will improve the result at the end of the conference. So I think so. Thank you for the opportunity, right?
Yeah, every day according to the schedule, we had something listed, but it was getting late and late and late. So that's why timekeeping again is extremely important if you want to accomplish all the things. So yes, that's really a very important lesson, that we all need to keep time. We need that 1 hour or 2 hours every day. Unfortunately, yesterday, Thursday, in our regular programs, Thursday afternoon, entire Thursday afternoon is left for your workshop, exercise, your project, final project, and we are all there helping you out. But we didn't do that yesterday, and I think that shows up in the this one too. But yes, we do try to do that. That's a very good suggestion. I think maybe we have to have it sometime in between instead of even at the end of the day. Maybe I should try to put it in before so that it doesn't get lost in the program. Thank you.
Hello. First of all, I want to express gratitude for your time and Richard's time also, and the possibility of we have a free of charge opportunity like this. I appreciate your initiative, Ricardo. Your initiative is appreciated also, and congratulations. Okay. The only thing that I got in mind that need improvement is a room, a space where the groups can gather together to work, instead of the auditorium is not so suitable. And that's it. And the topics are very comprehensive and important. Give a good vision for us. Fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
If I understand you talking, because this room is not comfortable to group works. Yeah. Last 2 years we used some tables and some other space, but this year, parallel with our school, they are organizing another event here, so it would not has that enough space. But we agree to it's a very important have it to the space properly through working groups. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm taking some notes.
So I'm not sure if it's possible, but for some people here that doesn't have a computer or didn't bring the computer. So if you have a room, at least with one computer for every group, should be nice for the next one. So it'd be helpful, right?
Well, I'm delighted with this nice meeting. I would like to thank one more time for Professor Raghu, Professor Richard, and Professor Rodrigo for this excellent moment we spent here. I'm very happy because I never had before stopped all my activities to think about business plan, or even to do a sales projection. So we are highly instructed in other subjects, for example, in our master or PhD, but this is not part of our formation. So it is very important to be different, different from the most of people who are getting information. And for me, it's really important. It's the beginning for a new challenge in this subject. Of course, I would use this material for help me in new decisions, and I would like to thank you for all the people who are cooperating for this event. My suggestion could be maybe I was thinking about starting as we have a full week like this. We could maybe start on Sunday night just for social and broken the ice, like you did on Sunday morning. But I think it's very, very important, the social interaction in this moment, because we form groups, we have some affinities, and maybe it's very important to spend more time before formate the group. My group was excellent, but I mean, when we were meeting each other in the first activity, I just had the opportunity to talk to 4 people. We understood the idea, but maybe a little bit more time would be more interesting to form our thinking about it. Just
Sure,
something like
good.
this.
When did you all arrive at the hotel? Saturday, Sunday?
Sunday, me.
Okay, Sunday evening.
Mhm.
You didn't party there? No? Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, that's a very good suggestion. We should do something.
Okay. I would like to thank all of you. It was a nice, really organized event. I have organized events before. I know how hard is it. It's not only this, it's like 2 months, 3 months before of this. And much more, I think, if you're gonna contact people from all over the world and bring all those people here in the time perfect, like you did, and all the economic support as well. The organization was awesome. I just want to say that. The space is prepared for the presentation, but for the work group was kind of complicated, but we could manage that. One thing that I want to say to improve maybe is to make some class exercise. I like the exercise, for example, that Richard did with us. We separate in different groups. We have the opportunity to interact with other people. And then this brings us some dynamic during the day. I know, as a professor, I see that after the lunch, it's hard to keep the people paying attention to you. Everybody's kind of sleepy. And this activity can bring some spark into the people. And also because the economic part, when we try to bring this data together and try to make sense of this data was complicated. If we, I don't know, if you can prepare a previous data, then we can do some calculations and see, I don't know, your answer and compare with our answers. That could give us more understanding about what we're doing. Some of us take almost 4 days to understand what we were doing, and even more for some groups. Just those my words. I really want to thank for everything. And now I want to do this with my students. I know now that it's possible. It doesn't need to be in my area, which was something that worried me a lot, because my basics is from mechanical engineering. I like to break materials, so it's kind of massive thing. And now I know I can do something with tech. I don't need to break anything, which is kind of sad, but it's also interesting. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, again, thank you so much for to bring this experience for us. I want to give a suggestion just for you and for all of us here, guys. So I think that we are in science, right? And we think very technically. But I think that this experience is more to to think outside of the box. It's not just to get the knowledge here, like a field numbers in the app that Richard said, and then do a forecast. No, this is providing more than that. I mean, you are meeting people who have experience in everything that you want to do in the future. So don't feel afraid to go there to meet these people, to ask for help, ask for a card, something like that. I mean, you are not very likely to meet these people again. So make sure that you can meet as many people as possible, because when you want to do something, maybe you want to launch a new product or you want to launch a new company, whatever is it, you need people, you need networking, you need a lot. You already have the technical skills. Maybe not everything, but you will hire people to do that. So the important thing here is that it's like it doesn't matter that you get everything wrote it in these books and these notebooks. Is that you go there, ask for help, meet people, make sure that you are getting everything, but you can also find that information in other places, but they are gone after here. So I think that this is a suggestion for all of us, but also make sure that we have to do that. I mean, like, hey, guys, come and ask. Don't be afraid, because sometimes scientists are very, very shy. Like they feel afraid a little bit. Like I don't know if to take the microphone and say this. Maybe it's a silly question. No, make sure that we can bring confidence. I mean, you know what I mean. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. So thank you very much for all your feedback. I have noted it down. And it's a continuous improvement process for us as well. This workshop, we have been doing it from the last 12 years. And every time, every workshop, based upon the feedback we get from you, we continuously update it, we change it, modify it, and all towards improving your experience, user experience, they call it, right? So thank you all for the nice feedback you gave. Let's see. The next part of this is the IOP support. Would you like to say some things? And meanwhile, we'll get the director for being here for the prizes announcements. Can you please get
Okay, well, there's not much left to say. Just to thank you, all the organizers and the participants, for this incredible week. It's my first time experiencing this with you. I work with the IOP in the part of the publishing part of the company. And I would like, well, besides of thanking you, to give you this address in case you want to keep in touch. We want to support you guys in case you have any business ideas. Also, we would like to maybe organize another workshop in the near future. We are very keen to support you in any way we can. We want to thank you, and well, there's not much I can say.
Thank you very much, Natasha. Thank you very much, Natasha. So the Institute of Physics, in fact, is the sponsor of this workshop. And it does provide some additional access to you for some courses, short courses or webinars on topics related to entrepreneurship. So you will be in the mailing list, and hopefully you'll get some emails from them about announcements of such workshops. Oh yeah. Yes, please fill up the survey forms you all got by email. Did you all get it? We would like to get it as soon as possible, and that's both for us as part of the team, as well as for the institutions. So please do send it at the earliest. Yes.
When you're doing the feedback, because very often the feedback on this workshop is that there isn't enough time to do the group project work, which I really appreciate for this week particularly. So what I'd like to ask is, because what we really need to know is what could we take out of the program or reduce the program to make it more focused. So when you're doing your feedback online, feel free to say, maybe we could have less of this and more of that, or less of this to enable us to do more project time. So that's more helpful to us than just saying there isn't enough time. We know there isn't enough time. So what we really want to know is, what do you want to have less of? And there may be things you want to have more of, but if you have less of what we've got right now, that would give you more time to do project. But do try to be constructive, and don't be afraid to say, reduce the amount of time on finance, or reduce the amount of time on whatever. Okay?
I already answered my survey, but I think that the speakers who came here to talk about their business, I thought that they could be more focused on the business and not only on the product they were selling. That's what I think they should talk more, and less about the product, more about the business.
Yeah. So with that, who's making the announcement for the most popular participant?
Well, sadly, Nathan can't be with us this afternoon.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like it's down to us.
All right. All right.
So thank you very much for the participant vote. Fiona's gathered in all of the slips, and we do have a result. But before I give you the result, I want to tell you a little story about one of these it wasn't an IOP workshop, but I did a workshop, probably 13 years ago in London for people working in the biotech industry. It was called BioPioneer, and it was the first time that we'd done a purely an entrepreneurship workshop purely for people working in the biotech industry. And I've been involved in a number of biotech companies, and I was on a committee at the Bioindustry Association, so I was asked would I help put something together. And we did something over 3 days. It was in the London Bioinnovation Science Centre just north of King's Cross, and we had about 40 people. And one of the participants there was an American chap called Sean. And Sean was sort of a bit aloof. He kept away from the other participants. He'd had a successful business in America. In fact, he helped write some of the code that was used in Napster, for recognizing music. So Sean sort of was a bit aloof. Anyway, we did this participant slip thing, and blow me, Sean won it. He was the person who the participants thought would be the most successful entrepreneur. And I'd hardly spoken to him in the three and a half days that we did this workshop. And about 3 months later, out of the blue, I got a phone call from Sean, and he said, Richard, can you help me with my deck? Now, the deck is very much an American expression, and in England, we think a deck is something you stand on, but a deck is these slides that you've just been presenting in American. So I said, yes, I can help you with that. And that deck was the first pitch for the company Synthase that I showed you the example of the bioreactor. So Sean was a co-founder of Synthase, and Synthase now, after 7 or 8 years of rounds of investment, has just closed a round recently which values the company around about £40 million. Yeah? And this was, so Sean, who was on BioPioneer, was voted by his peers to be a successful entrepreneur, and sure enough, he has gone on to be a successful entrepreneur. So, with that thought in mind, I think we're now ready to announce the result of the participants' vote. So I'll just go and double check that we've got that information. Okay, and we actually have two, because it was very close. So rather than just have one, we're going to have two. So the first name that got the most votes was Luisa Gondola Papa. So, okay.
Can we invite
Yes.
Leticia?
So Letitia will present a prize. Okay. Okay, well done. Well done. And the second name is Fernando Barbosa. Where's Fernando? Natasha will present you the prize. Thank you, well done. So, no pressure. We need to have a unicorn company out of you in the next 10 years, and we're looking for that. Okay, so. Okay, I think the moment that you've all been waiting for, we're going to now announce the winning team, the winning group. Did I get it from? Oh. We will rock you. As you know, there is only one winning group. We don't have. There is only one. Only one team can win out of your 6 pitches. Okay. So, are you ready? You really ready? Yeah. Good. Symbols. Okay. So, the winning team is FoodNet. FoodNet. Come on down. And Brazilian celebration. Okay, and I think Rodrigo will present the prizes. Okay.
We would like to invite the team according to the presentation. We'll take group pictures of each team for official photographs. So, Bonita, please. Good job. All of you, please come and take pictures, group pictures. Yes. Richard has a quick announcement, and then we'll get the certificates.
So, as Raghu said, we have been doing these workshops for, well, I've been doing 10 years, Raghu's been doing for 12 years, and there is a... And one of our colleagues who isn't here, Professor Darwood Parker, serial inventor, wonderful chap, and would have been great to have here. Sadly, he can't be, and he was asked by the Institute of Physics Publishing to create an e-book about the content of these workshops. So he contacted Raghu and myself and said, could we help put together some text which could then be made available as an e-book. And this was about 4 years ago, I think it started. And I'm delighted to say that earlier this year, the e-book was actually produced. So Natasha kindly has said I can publicize it here and let you know. And if we've got a display working, I can show you what it looks like. Is that on? Just see if that comes on. So the book is called Entrepreneurship for Creative Scientists. And it's a book that's available through IOP Publishing. However, I'm disappointed to say they won't give it away, much as though I've been twisting their arm. But your institution is able to buy a license and then make it available to everybody in the institution. So what I'd like you to do, if possible, is to see if it's possible for your institutions to acquire a copy of it. Okay. So. Can you see that okay? Yeah. And I am allowed to provide a limited number of copies, so for the winning group I will email you a copy of this book, okay? So there's the challenge for everybody else. You've got to come and do a great picture to win the next time and get a copy of this, okay? So these are the contents pages, and you'll see there are sections very similar to what we do on these workshops. And also there is a real business plan from a Iranian physicist who was a client of mine in London, and he agreed that we could use his business plan as a real-life example of a technical plan, which raised money, and I'm pleased to say went on to be a success. It was, I have to say, due to the success of a game called Pokemon Go, because he designed an RFID chip which sits in the game controller behind the mobile phone, and you attach the game controller to your phone, and his chip enables the best communication. And when Pokemon Go took off in Japan, millions of these units were sold, and his chip was inside them. So it turned into a big success. And that's all I have on that. Okay, so thank you. All right, so I guess we could first.
So maybe I'll change the order slightly here and have Rodrigo and Richard say a few concluding remarks, and then we call the name and give the certificate to each of you. So Rodrigo, may I invite you? Richard first. Okay. Yeah.
It was like some groups when they present. It's the last clue. Do not fight for the microphone. Someone said, "Oh, stop, you know, me. No, take. Do not do that, please." First, I would like to thank very much Raghu and Richard, because I do this school 2014, and so that time I realized how it was important, and also I take in mind how it was important to try to bring this kind of school to Brazil. And they promptly helped me, and when I asked if it is possible, I remember he said, of course it's possible. And so since then we are in contact. They are very, very, very kindly guys that answer very quickly. They are all time. Take in mind that they are here not receiving any money. And this guy has a lot of things to do in their time. They are traveling around the developing countries for 12 years, teaching poor countries or poor scientists come from poor countries how to engage in the entrepreneur way. So for us, it's a very, very important finding the world persons like you, helping others to make business, to make a better world. I'm very happy to meet you that time and to be the second chance to organize this school to you. And for those who organize, who participate with this school to us, I hope that as I do that 40 years ago, you also do that in your schools, in your places, in your country. Invite them to organize a school there. If not, they are able, or if you are not with the money necessary, try find near you people who has the competence to help you to organize this kind of works. It's very important for our Brazil and for our America, South America, to put in mind of the youngs that you not necessarily be in a academic way. You have a lot of opportunities outside the academic way, and we are needing for that. We are needing to make the revolution, the innovation revolution in the South America. Not to pay it from others, but to develop our self-technology here. So I think this is very important for us. Thank you very much for this week. It's, as we told, we cannot talk a lot of time with everyone, but we're still looking at all of you, the time you are working. So we're very proud to meet you here. You have my email address. You know where to find me. Where everyone can just contact me. I'd be very happy to help everyone, okay? And I hope see you later in good companies and good entrepreneur ways. Thank you very much.
I'd just like to say thank you very much to all of you for all the hard work you've put in. I would love to have been able to spend more time. There's lots of other things I would love to have spoken to you about crowdfunding, about peer-to-peer lending, about where to get information, and lots of things that are happening in other countries which I think might be interesting here. I have promised that I will send a list of what I call useful websites through to the office, which hopefully will get circulated to everybody. And if you have time, these are things which are happening mainly in other countries, but I hope will start to happen here. But there is a lot of exciting new ways of raising capital to start businesses and to get businesses going. And it will come here eventually in a big way. I know it's started in a little way, but you might be able to accelerate that. So I'd like to come back in 2 years' time and have more people here who have got successful businesses. So that's my hope. Good luck to you all, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Richard. So again, thank you all. Without this kind of team, it's very difficult for me to work as well. And Richard, I've been working with him for 10 years or so. And Rodrigo was the winner of this kind of activity in Italy. So that's how we got to know him. And he has been a great friend of me and working with us to bring things to Brazil, this kind of workshops. So in addition to this, we have been planning this for 1.5 years or so. So we had to raise money, just like for business pitch, we had to do our pitch, raise money, and do a lot of background work for these things. And so the local institute here, SAIFR, ICTP, and the FOPES, they all funded and supported this activity. And Rodrigo's time, again, he's also taken off a lot of time. We really appreciate that one. And I would like to thank Natasha. I really appreciate you coming. Let's give a big round of applause for Natasha. So Natasha I have known for quite some time now, and she travels. She's in charge of many South American countries, and so she has been very supportive. And thank you so much. Now she is my good friend too. We become good friends. So thank you, Natasha. And behind, as they say, behind every successful man, there is a woman. Not behind me, but for Richard, we have Fiona, who always so Fiona has been very helpful for these workshops. She does a lot of supporting work for this workshop, and in terms of making decisions for us, for us, all of us, and taking care of these kind of prize announcements, the group assigning getting the group data, and lot of work and timekeeping. So a big round of applause for Fiona. Thank you very much, Fiona. So this one person that I had not met before and who came in and really helped us a lot running around. I had asked Rodrigo that we need a runner in this place, and that person came in the form of Johim. So thank you so much, Johim. We really appreciate your support. So what I would like to do is say thank you to all, and with that, the conference will close after we give these certificates. So we'll call one by name, and please come to the front and we'll hand over these certificates to you, all right? And I want to wish you all the best, and I look forward to hearing a lot of entrepreneurial activities and famous people coming out of this gathering. Congratulations and thank you very much to all of you. Bye. There is coffee and cake outside if someone wants.